I'm back. I'm gonna try one of these really cool filters. I think it's this. Okay. I had Dream before. We're gonna try Glamour. And then there's Beam. Dawn.
I'm out this guy.
Dawn's nice. Sage Silver Screen. That's nice. I like Silver Screen. Vacuum. Alright. I'm gonna try this filter. Kind of cool. I got documentary style now. But I'm back for free tarot readings or whatever people need. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. Alright. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna work on this blanket. And I guess I'll talk a little bit more about life. But I guess I'll talk about when I was younger. I lost my mother when I was lost my mom when I was 19. Sometimes it was a week before Christmas. And sometimes it's hard for me at times. But I mean I get through it. And I guess that's one of the main reasons I started with depression. I used to start smoking around that time off and on. I wasn't like all the time, but it was off and on. I started smoking right at her funeral, actually. I remember it was a pack of Virginia Slims.
Hey!
Can you leave her alone, Chong? But yeah, I can remember that with Claire's Day. Funerals kind of, sometimes they could change you. It's an odd kind of entity, but yeah, they do. I guess, that happened to me and it was traumatic. I think anything life changing that happens to you at a young age can be traumatic. So I guess that's one thing why I guess I'm interested in others people's lives because I was an only child also and my mom died, so I was literally by myself in the world. And I started seeing the world in a different view when you're parentless because my dad at that time was on drugs. So, and I was 19, so I just decided to go to college to not have to be dealing with all that. We ended up losing the house. I lived with my grandma for a while. I had to redefine myself, as they say, and I did. I did. I redefined myself, I guess, in a sense. I met some people along the way.
What's up, bro?
I met some bad people. I met some good people. I met all kinds of different people in my life. And I guess that's one reason why I could be distant from people.
What's up?
And it doesn't bother me so much because I feel like I
Well,
was
what's that?
parentless at 19. So,
Ah, shit.
and being parentless at 19 is kind of hard with a baby. But I did it. I think it made me a better mother. Sometimes when you deal with children issues, I'm not sure. Because I was by myself when I started out as a parent. and I wasn't lucky enough to be with the dad to help, but my family helped me.
Forget that shit can hurt me.
So, and then I ended up getting married. And it took me like years to find a marriage because I had to find someone that was gonna help me out with my oldest. So I did eventually, and that person did help me out with my oldest son. So I ended up eventually marrying him, being with him for 12 years. And then we ended up just, it was just bad times. He drank too much. And he wasn't a very good drunk. It wasn't a happy drunk at all. So it ended up with separation and everything else. So, because what else you gonna do at that point?
Yeah, I got found brother gun.
We're I don't hate him. I'm pretty sure he hates me, but I don't hate him. All in the same sense. I had to move on with my life. I just had to. Because at that point, you can't sit there and be overly miserable either. It's a hard thing to do, but sometimes you just have to do it. So, and honestly, I get, I get how everybody sometimes, tries to stay no matter what, but sometimes even good people have to leave. And I didn't date for a long time after that. We tried to work it out. I slept on the couch, he slept on the bed for over a year, and it just wasn't working. So we ended up having to just go our separate ways, and he went by his brother's house and stayed with them. I didn't kick him to the curb. I wasn't planning on dating at that point. I had more pressing issues dealing with in my life, and that was pretty much dealing with my children. So, 'cause at that point, I had one with him, and I had another one with the first guy I was engaged with, and marriage wasn't happening for him either. Oh, hey, Lindsay,
Well,
how you doing? You made it to my stream. I'm so happy. You like the filter? It's nice to have a friendly face of somebody I actually know. I usually actually never know people coming in the stream. It's
reloading.
exciting celebrating Chong moment here.
You done reloading?
I seen you was watching all the videos too. I was trying to post videos that you guys will like over there in Facebook. See, I'm working on a blanket now, a red one. So, did you go to Florida yet, Lindsay? I know you said you were going to Florida, so
Oh, where? Oh, shit.
what? I'm gonna put this out. But anyways, I'll get back to my story about the first one.
I can barely
Yeah,
hear you, bro. My speaker's fucked on my phone. So,
okay. I'm trying not to talk too loud because of the husband watching
what's up?
playing video games that he can't barely hear his friend. But but yeah, my first Brandon's father, we were gonna get married, but he ended up cheating on me, and we were together
Okay.
7 years, going on 8, and we're not, we're still friends. He has helped out Brandon. He owns a lot of houses and stuff, so he helped him out and gave him a place to live and all that to get him on his feet when he got older, even though he didn't talk to him when he was younger. But I guess in the end, he made amends.
Hello.
So I guess that's all that matters. Is you
Hello.
make
Cabernet?
amends in the end. And he's not a horrible guy, but I don't
Yes.
ever see having a lifetime commitment with him because I just couldn't deal with the betrayal, I guess, at that point, I guess you could say. Because betrayal is a bad thing. And sometimes it's hard for a person to get over betrayal. And I didn't think I was one of those kind
Uh
of
oh.
people that could. So we just never ended up getting married. He just ended up helping me out with my older
Hello.
son, and
Hello.
that was it. And he actually is a
I can
very
hear you
good
too. Oh
father.
shit.
And I obviously I had custody of him, and he would pick him up on the weekends so I can go to school. He would buy him food, and all the good stuff. He needed shoes, he'd go buy him shoes. So I couldn't fault him. I guess I was jealous at first because I was mad that he could leave me for someone else and fall in love with someone else. But I got over that. I was in my 20s. I mean, when you're in your 20s, it's
Yeah.
how could they leave you when you're
We can do
willing
that.
to do this and that and
Most
you don't see
definitely.
the bigger picture? But did you want a tarot reading, Lindsay? I do have I got my moon deck if you'd like one. I got the moon deck if you want a reading. I mean, I don't know what you want me to ask the cards for what path you want or but if you want a reading, I'll give you one. If you don't want one, it's okay. I know Christian people don't like these kind of readings. They think it's the devil. So, I do see auras and things like of this sort, but I don't push it down people's throats. So, I feel it's a religion, almost like a religion type thing. So, I'm not gonna try to be that person that tries to tell you something that you didn't want to hear. Because I'm not like that, and I wouldn't do that. I do think that Catholics have part of the answer. I believe that every religion is part of the bigger picture, and we should all honestly come together and see what we all come up with. And I think we all would have a whole answer if we got along with one another. It's always been my personal belief. So, but that's how I think. And that's why I like I don't be doing stuff like that, and I'm not dressing up like a gypsy either. I don't like doing that, but I don't know where my
Fuck.
one friend is.
Ah.
I gave her some.
There.
She was going through a divorce.
Little fucking zombies.
I hope she's okay. I
Little
forgot her
sneaky
name, but she's
bastards.
from India. I was helping her out last time, and I hope my friend from India is okay because she seems really really nice, and she was going through some bad times. Her husband, I guess they don't
Fuck.
believe
I got
in
lost.
premarital sex or anything like that of the sort, and they just
I
weren't
could
getting
open up that
along, and
door.
he wanted a divorce because he wanted to
I'm
be with
not trying
someone
to do
else in
that.
India.
Oh! Oh! Fuck!
So honestly, I felt bad, and then I did give her the she should find some friends with benefits. I did tell her give her
Could have one.
that
I'm
advice.
trying to get that damn mystery box.
She says she would, but they don't. It's not a part of their culture, so I guess it's maybe just an American thing. I'm thinking because I am American, and in America we do that. We date, and sometimes if things happen, and you use protection, and yada yada yada. Make sure they're clean and the general rules. And you get married if you guys get along, and if you don't, you don't. But I guess they don't do that in India. And she even said that she would do that if she could, but it's against her whole culture. But maybe there'd be less divorce over there if they did do that. But I don't know. I'm not one to judge these things, and I'm not saying that the culture in India is bad. It is good to be committed and take care of your children, but I guess in times of seeing true happiness,
Well, fuck.
you never know. Honestly, you can fall out of love, and if you're not allowed to do anything before you're married, how you don't really know if they're the one unless you're lucky and you get married and stay together. Or if you don't want to get a divorce, you just stay married to someone you don't love, I guess. So I guess these could be problems in in people's lives. So I don't know. I try. I'm not a genie, but I try. And then my one friend, I call her a moon goddess. She's funny. She was asking me what gens were earlier when I did the animal socialization. I don't know, Lindsay. Did you see the see Chong's first socialization? Because it's
Oh, I'm
on
good.
YouTube on my shorts where he actually seen Cora, and Rob thinks that he's in love with Cora.
Maxie.
Cause usually some of these dogs he don't like that. He was sniffing her butt, and I think he tried to lick it, and I thought it was gross. I told him to stop, and I stopped it. But I let him off leash in my friend's apartment to play with her dogs, but her other dog's an older dog. So Dixie did not want to play with him, but Cora did. He did pretty good, even though he was bigger than Cora. It wasn't bad. So I think you would enjoy that. Because Chong's getting bigger. He's getting so big. I don't know what I'm gonna do when he dies. I'm gonna be so depressed. I try to keep him. He's very healthy, and they say that they can live. Dogs can live a long time, but I'm gonna be majorly depressed when he dies. And there's gonna be a really. I'm probably gonna end up spending a lot of money on a funeral too,
Oh,
because
shit.
he's my baby, and I don't know what I would do without him. I'm probably codependent on him because of my younger son, what he's done to me. Sometimes I call him my younger son's name. So I don't know what's going on with that. They say that through all these people that his friends that come and talk to us that they're not together. Him and his girlfriend, but he's still angry and this and that. And everybody said he gonna come around. I guess he is eventually. He don't talk to my older son, even though he's the one that was watching over him. But I guess eventually you need to call home because I'm not sure what's going on, but I think he's over his dad's house. I'm not even. I'm pretty sure he is because I know his dad would not leave him like that. But anyway, anywho, I got a service dog through all this depression, and it's hard for me to let go of things sometimes. When I really care about them, it's just hard for me to let go. So I call Chong my younger
Hello.
son's name all the time. And I'm probably codependent on my dog, which that's why he's very spoiled. He is a very spoiled dog because I treat him like my son. I got him at a very young age, very young age. He was like 2 going in 3 months. And he acts more human than dog. I taught him proper manners to get him store trained. I don't allow him to drink dirty water. I don't allow him to drink out of a dirty bowl. And when he's
Huh?
on occasions, I'll prepare him dog friendly meals all the time. But that's because I love him so much. So when he dies, I don't know. It is probably 10 to 15 years off because he's the vet says he's very healthy. And I do follow that doctor in Arizona where they say because I boil all of his water. Because they say to boil your dog's water and don't give him rice. And I know oatmeal's bad for him, so anything with oats is bad. You're not supposed to give him bread. The bread's not good for them either. He does eat broccoli, which is actually really good for him. It has to be something real basic for a dog to digest because they get this stuff called a leaky gut, I guess it's called. The doctor was talking about, and he shows these herbal remedies and shares it on Facebook. I just shared it over to my Chong group, this guy, and after the video you see on that, it shows other ones. He has a bunch of them. And when your dog gets really sick, if you have a lot of money, you go to Arizona to his clinic and he's treated a lot of dogs,
Hey,
even
which one?
dogs with cancer and stuff. And he's had 100% turnaround, even the ones with bad joints. They say this leaky gut they get when they have this bacteria that's fighting off things. When they get this leaky gut, it just, I guess their immune system shuts down a little because it's always on alert because these are always around. And we could
What
say
store
when
you
their
selling that
stomach
from?
hurts, but they can't. So I boil a lot of his water because it's expensive to go out there and get bottled water all the time for your dog. So they were just saying this doctor to boil the water. I boil it. I put it in the refrigerator, and I cool it down, and I put it in jugs. Kind of like, I don't know, like if
What?
your electricity was shutting off or whatever you would have. And I have a bunch of them. I just keep my big Arizona tea things we get them
Okay.
from Marks and milk jugs and stuff, and I just fill it with all this different water.
Monkeys.
And it cools down, but you can give it to your animals, and if you give it to them every day, it's supposed to actually turn them around to where they're healthier looking. And honestly, Chong still looks pretty young for being two. And I think it has a lot to do with how I do try to get better food. They said, but I get mid-range food. Like I get something that's $40 a bag. I'm
Fuck.
not spending $100 a bag, and I got it in sale. Like I got Beneful. Usually I go to the farmers market and I get a deal on this one for his dog breed and everything.
Ain't that a bitch?
And I go there and they only charge me $40 for that. But if I can't make it to the farmers market, I'll get Beneful or something. But I always make sure it's boiled water. They said the water's the biggest thing. So please boil your
Oh, they got a
family's
pistol?
water in
What's another
general.
one?
They were
Right
showing the
out the fucking
pipes,
box.
this doctor in a normal city, how they let them go, and it's disgusting. There's all kinds of like fungus and different things and lead and stuff. And this is the stuff we drink. And they said if it's bad for us, it's twice as worse for the animals. And that's why they don't live as long. So, and I don't think he's wrong. He's very famous. He's one of the most famous dog doctors. And it's nice because he gives all this free advice, and you could
Oh
tell
yeah.
he just didn't become a veterinarian just for the money. He actually did it because he cares about animals, and that's really a hard thing to find. There's a hard time. It's a hard thing to find animal veterinarians
Oh, I'm
that are
liking it.
like
Oh,
that.
shit.
So I would encourage the water boiling because I want to say that because
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get you to spend all your money. I know that dog lovers out there would, but I'm not trying to do that. If you want to get bottled water, just take it to work or whatever with you and give it to your kids. But boil the water for your animals
Oh, God.
because try to keep up with animal food costs. Because animal food costs can get expensive. Because most people that are animal lovers have multiple animals. And give it to all your animals, not just your dogs. If you have cats, whatever animal you have, he did a test on the water,
Yes.
and there was over 200.
Oh,
I think it was 200 like germs and antigens and different like stuff in the water, and just different bacterias. And he was saying another thing
oh,
about
shit.
when you go take your
Yeah, we
dog
have one
for a
over here.
stomach infection, they give them strong antibiotics at a young age. Stay away from medications that are real strong.
No, it could be better.
He was saying that it helps dogs with this leaky stomach at first,
Oh,
but
shit.
then
You
it
got
kills
something good,
all the
bro?
bacteria like chemotherapy. Then after that, they get worse in health. And he actually had a dog that happened to, and they brought him to his clinic, and he gave him these holistic treatments. This dog, and the dog was fine after that because it took away all the good bacteria.
Yep.
So vets are
And then
doing
it
this, and some
disappeared.
veterinarians don't even know about it.
Goddamn, bro.
I don't think it's their fault, but I left this in my Chong awareness group in the main one because these tips could be really good for people that are trying. And he says it saves you veterinarian bills because he's trying to save people money, stuff that dog owners and just animal owners in general can do. So I would encourage, if you have cats, do it. If you have guinea pigs, do it.
Oh, the
I'm not
dog's
sure
gonna take
about
my soul,
fish.
alright.
Maybe, I mean, I don't know. You would that's a hard one. I guess you would have to boil the
The Logan?
water and let it sit until
Oh.
it became room temperature for the fish, because the fish would be swimming in it and drinking it, and then if the water is not of good quality, the fish will just die in your tank and you won't keep the same fish. You'll have to keep buying fish. So I would think that'd be a lot of boiling. So I mean, it's up to you with the fish. I mean, and I would further research that, but I know for mammals, they're calling for water boiling on the animals. And I know broccoli is safe for dogs, and carrots are safe for dogs. Corn, it's just like us. You can give them corn, but the thing is,
Whoa. Shit.
it kind of they poop it out, and it doesn't give them any nutritional value. So corn's kind of a funny thing, but they're saying rice and potatoes are some of the worst things you can give your dog because it does this leaky gut thing. I was giving my dog white rice, which was the worst thing I could have gave him, but I stopped doing it because I didn't want to kill my dog. I just heard people doing it, and they were saying rice is good, and they said it in they and this doctor said it was, at first people thought it was okay for dogs, but it's not. But you're allowed to do a hamburger, the vet told me, with no seasoning if they have an upset stomach. So, but you can't do it all the time. It's just when their stomach's upset. And just try to get mid range dog food.
Oh,
I mean, there's times where I had to get cheap dog food, but as long as it's here and there, it's not going to hurt a dog. Even the veterinarian said that. So, and the main thing is these little guys aren't suffering. So I try to give these little tips because I don't want the little guys suffering. Because I cry with some of these posts. Okay, you can have a reading. I'm gonna finish this row real quick. Maybe just put what you kind of want a reading about. If it's love or the circumstance, so I can get a feel of what question you want the spirits to answer. And you can have all the free readings you want. I got my cards right over here. I was just waiting for someone that wanted a reading. So,
Alright, just pack the one. I'm
we'll
fine.
just type in your question of what you want for your reading. I'm waiting. I'm just finishing out my row. I'm not trying not to be impatient.
Oh.
I'm almost done, but I don't see what you want a reading on.
Yes.
I don't think you're my friend. Are you my
They
friend
really
from
do.
India? I forgot who she was. I'm just kind of wondering how my friend from India is doing on her divorce to be, because he already gave her the papers. It was very sad. She seemed like a nice person. She had very good energy. I liked her. Yeah, almost done here. If I stop, then it's like with these kind of projects, this is why I don't like crocheting, because you can't put it down. You got to keep going for hours, and it's so annoying. At least with this, you get it on the needle. It's good then. And all you gotta do is stitch it to where you're at a one needle, and you can go back to your knitting. All right. I think it's Hannah or Hera. Is that Hannah? I don't know. I gotta see if that's Hannah. All right. Here, I'm all done. I'm ready for work here. It's Hannah me. All right. Are you like Hannah Montana now? That would be exciting. I used to love Hannah Montana when she first came out on Disney. Hannah Montana was great. Anyways, here I go. All right. Let's see what the cards are telling me. I guess maybe I'll just let the cards answer your question for you and do that. And then if you have any questions, maybe I could just do another reading for that. If you have any questions of extenuating circumstances, maybe we'll just do it that way, I guess. Because I could do a more detailed reading if you want an actual defined answer more than that. So we'll just do past, present, and future. All right, the question that's in your head for the past, you got gibbous moon, and that's you're very close to achieving your goal. That's the positive card. What's coming towards me? Single. Did you just break up with this guy? Are you recently single? Alright. Well, what their cards are telling me, I'll do more detailed after this. They're saying you're close to achieving your goal. Oh, 6 years single. So you want So you want a boyfriend, or you want a boyfriend then, right? All right, then your recent one on here is what they're telling me is balsamic moon, and you got a time for healing. I guess you've been healing a long time for 6 years. Okay, yes, you want to know how about you're going to get one. You've been healing a long time, or in a transition period.
Uh-oh.
I don't think I've ever been.
Better go, bro.
I don't know. I've always tried to be single, and I was single for 1 year, and all of a sudden I would have another boyfriend. I was single for 2 years and ended up with Rob. So I try to be single, and no matter what, they just come breaking in the door. Maybe someone will break in the door for you soon. Your future is new moon and Taurus. Prosperity lies
Okay.
ahead, and that it's showing prosperity. So I'll
Is
do
it five
another
or
reading on
20?
that. I don't have any hope anymore. I get you.
I said let's add an extra 15. Well, extra 5.
Sometimes
Make it
I
10.
don't. Sometimes I don't have any hope either. I get you.
Yeah.
I've been going through things with my
And
son,
then it
and
might keep on going for a bit.
I
It
haven't
happens to me
talked to
sometimes.
him and my younger son for 2 years. He's been avoiding me because I was right about what I told him, and he's avoided me for 2 years. And I'm. Everybody says he's coming back and he's gonna talk to me and he's gonna be okay. I don't have any hope on that. I could totally relate to you, but I'm gonna do a more detailed reading. I'm thirsty. Okay. Okay, let me see here. That kind of question involves a very detailed answer. So we're gonna go. That's one and two. These usually take a little bit long. These ones, just so you know, these aren't your quick readings, but they are the most detailed out of all of them. This 10 deck. So this 10 deck would literally tell us way more about your situation than the past, present, and future. Honestly. Alright. Nine. Okay. Here. This will be way more informative for
So
everything
good night, can
involved.
go.
Alright, card one is over here. Card one is a new romantic cycle begins, and that's the present. And you got new moon in Libra. So I don't know, maybe you're gonna start having sex with somebody that's gonna make possibly lead to something. Because I'm not thinking that, I don't know, unless you're from India and all that, I would not think that. I mean, then maybe not you to the sex with benefits, but eventually everybody always
Stay
finds
okay.
somebody.
Take your time, brother.
But
Release
card
all that
two is a
bullshit.
challenge. It's you got the mutual moon. It says nothing is yet set in stone for that. Well, that's good. It's good to take your time. And then three is the past, and you got full moon in Aries. Oh boy, this must have been a really bad relationship. How that ended. I'm an Aries. That's the fire side. Anything that ends in a Fury, it says a Fury complex approaches when the full moon's in Aries. It's usually the end, and when something ends in a Fury complex like that, it's never coming back. It's usually because Aries is all about war, and I'm an Aries myself, so I get it. So this was a bad relationship you're coming off of. Oh boy. All right, then 4 is the recent past. You got balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon of Pisces. It's pretty much saying you were depressed. You've been depressed about this for a fat minute, let's say, and the cards are saying to kind of balance yourself so you could have a healthy relationship again. I guess this kind of past would get you a bad path with relationships, like emotionally. And I'm sorry you had to go through that. And then card 5, which is up here, which is the outcome if nothing else changes. Would you just order one monster?
What? No.
Oh,
On something like that, I just don't want Mr. Nosy Butt, who's always hungry for human food, to snatch my shit.
yeah, you don't want him to snatch your food.
Because I'm going to snatch his ass and put him in that kennel for 3 hours.
Oh yeah, that would not make his day after a good day with Cora. He would be sad. Alright, your card 5 is the outcome if nothing else changes. You got the fixed moon and you got hold your vision. Well, that's good. You want a healthy relationship, so this is looks like it may happen soon. Maybe they're just looking the outcome for the right person, or just that person. Sometimes people, honestly, when you have, I think there's certain sectors that say you have three soulmates, and certain sectors that say there's plural. I believe there's three in a one lifetime. I was told by certain spiritualists, so sometimes to wait for one of those three, they could be married or they go through different cycles, and sometimes you go through cycles together. So that's what I was told. So that's not bad to hold your vision. So maybe you're going through a cycle and you just had to really wait a longer time for that person. And then 6 is path to the future. You got full moon and Capricorn. That's good. When you ever get anything with Aries, that means it's an ending that's never coming back. So you got full moon in Capricorn, the end of a tough cycle approaches. And that's your path to the future. Usually it get, like I said, the old saying I like to say with full moon in Capricorn. When something ends, a tough cycle ends, it usually is the worst that'll happen. The worst circumstances always happen in this really rough cycle, but then it turns really good. But that's how tough cycles end. The worst will come, or just your most emotional part will come, or the most challenging is always at the end, and then boom, it's like the sun comes out. That's what happens when you get these kind of cards. Then 7 is more about you, and you got what this actually represents you. And if you got disassembling moon, time to breathe out. I guess it's probably taking saying that you're always anxious. So I guess you're anxious and lonely, and it's telling you just to relax. And then the eighth card is more about your situation. It says you and your loved ones are safe. You got new moon and Cancer. Cancer is always very it's a good sign. Cancer is usually people that, like, it's usually help. It means help. A lot of people that are cancers help. They try to do different things, but cancers are a real good sign. And when the new moon's in Cancer, usually it's safe, but it says you and your loved ones are safe. And that's about your situation. And then card nine is hopes and fears. You got the new moon of Virgo. Virgos are usually your lovers, your romantics. A lot of Virgos are. It's extremely romantic sign, and it's saying you are good enough. You have pretty much just saying the cards saying you have a low self esteem. And when you have a low self esteem like this, it's, I guess when you're having your low self esteem, it's hard because
So these are
you
Chong's treats right here,
oh,
frosted. Open up the
frosted
box.
socks. They're actual little socks that are frosted.
No, they're just like little like cereal crunch treats, lucky things.
Oh,
And then this is a brownie
oh, look,
for dogs.
guys.
So it
Oh,
says
let
it
me
has no
show the
CBD or
screen.
no THC.
These are the new dog treats we got from our bark box.
And that too, that looks like a real brownie.
And we got this that looks like a real brownie. Well, he's gonna love that. He's gonna have to do something good for that.
This is for the 420 though. That's why.
All right. Well, he's gonna have to do something really good. Chong, would you stop shaking the bed like there's a damn earthquake? I'm trying to finish a tarot reading. You know, instead of a hurricane, well, I mean, if they named earthquakes, Chong would be one of them. That's all I know because he creates an
Chong,
earthquake every
sit.
single time
Good boy. There you go.
because he's so big sometimes. Anyways, card nine is your hopes and fears. Pretty much your self esteem is very low, and you're starting to lose faith. But the cards are telling you are good enough. And then the 10th card is the final outcome.
I'm downstairs in that little pit thingy.
And you got the cardinal moon, and it says, be bold and make the first move.
In that little basement thing down here.
So, I feel this is someone you know, but you don't know how it's going to work out. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not God. I do have insightful visions, but I'm not God. I mean, I don't want to be God, but I feel it's somebody you know, but you're not sure if it's going to work out. Being, I mean, that's a lot of years being single, so that I feel would cause a lot of the trauma you're feeling. That or just maybe just be honest with whoever this is and just tell them. Be like, it's been a lot of years and I had a really bad relationship and it ended really, really, really bad. And say, we need to take it slow. And if you want to sleep with them, sleep with them. If you don't, that's okay. It's okay not to sleep with people if you're not comfortable. I don't do have those kind of relationships. When I'm not with somebody, I'll be friends with them, I'll eat with them, but it's really hard for me to sleep with strange people. But it's okay if you do. I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but you got to do what makes you happy and you comfortable. So, and it's good to be happy and comfortable in life. And I do wish you luck, and I hope I was helpful. I really do, because I'm just showing you. I just showing you one path. I tend to see, like, sometimes I see sometimes I always see two paths, and these are just as the path I seen, but I do see that this person is nice. It's just with relationships, you have to kind of, I guess you got to give it time. It's like a
Yes.
plant. All right, hang on. Okay, that was already that comment, but I guess it's like a plant. I guess once it's dead, it's there. It's you're barely still alive. You're one of those plants that are in the pot that people say can come up again, and it's hard. It really is hard, and I get it. And sometimes it can crush you because losing love is kind of worse than getting stabbed. I would think. Because emotional trauma is worse than physical trauma. Honestly, you can recover from personal trauma and physical, but that mental is terrible. Oh man, but I wish you a lot of luck. I really do. All right, Chong, you just dropped all my cards. Seriously, what do I talk about? Chong, get your toy off of my stuff. Get your toy off my table. You're knocking over my phone. Chong, this is what I talk about. You're knocking over my phone. Yeah. I know you're excited about your new bark box, but it's gonna be okay. This is what happens when your dog gets a new toy. But it is personal. Personal trauma can be very bad. This is, I mean, it's any kind of personal trauma can be horrible. Any.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you can ask a question. Go right ahead. I picked up the cards from Chong deciding to drop them on me from getting his new toys in the spark box. I'm here for you. What's your question? I'm always here to help as much as I can. I'm not God, but I'm here to help. Sometimes God's on vacation, I like to call it. When God's on vacation, I'm still here at Chong the dog. I don't go on vacation, but God has a lot of things in his life to do, so I'm sorry that's a bad joke. I do the I just I do believe in a higher power, and I believe that visions come from the higher power, but I do like to joke around like that. But go
Oh, not
ahead
the
and ask
Shiva.
your question, and I'll
Oh,
do
fuck this
a
shit.
reading for
Oh
you
no.
too.
I got cursed
I
with
must
shit
have hit
again.
the right time. I try. All right. Well, I'm gonna hit my
Whoa,
vape
shit.
while you start your question, and I hope for that other person. I really hope I was insightful enough for you. I try to be real and insightful for people because
I see one of you.
I feel it's the right thing to do to help
I'm behind
whoever
the
you
hill.
can help. And like I told the one lady, I'm just talking until you ask your question, and then I'll do a reading for you. So like I told the other lady, I'm just here to help, but I do things at a lot of random times because I'm a lot on Facebook, and I don't really do a lot on TikTok. I do share videos, but I start off on Snapchat. And then I go directly to Instagram. Then I go to Threads and share literally the same video when I do my Chong vlogs with my dog's walk or if he's playing with our dogs or whatever. And then I look for stuff that could help people out that have animals. So I do that too. So this is stuff that I do all day. And then when I get over here, it's when I'm done with everything else. Trying to help the animals, people, and everything. So I'm on all kinds of random times over here. And this is something I'd like to do that I believe
Fuck.
Facebook would not let me do. Would not let me smoke marijuana that I get from the dispensary in my stream. And if one person gets offended because I
Overloaded?
just made a fun joke, like God was on vacation, I would get my whole stream shut down. So this is
Alright,
why
go
I'm
ahead.
over here. So a lot of times I try to get over here in the evening, but the best time to get me is to subscribe to me. Then this way, if you want a free reading, you could just come get it, and I will give it to you if you feel I was insightful enough. I don't feel I should charge anybody, but I'm waiting for your question, Princess. I think it's Princess, right? Yeah, I'm ready for your the princess's question, and that'll be my next reading. Or anybody else that comes in with a question, I can do a reading for them. It does. Oh my lord, hang on. Okay, it says, does Kay love me? Is Kay, is that your boyfriend? Or somebody you're just like dating? I'll do a 3 thing reading for you. I'll do the past, present, and future on if he loves you. And if you want a more detail, just let me know. Alright, you got he's somebody I'm on and off with. Oh, okay. That's okay. Sometimes it's good to know what you're dealing with.
Fuck you.
And it says we aren't talking right now. Oh,
Oh,
okay. Yeah, I've been through that too. I mean, I know I'm old, but I've been through that too, where they just weren't talking and then they'd want to talk to you. I've been 20 before in my life, so I've been 16 years old in my life, and I understand. All right. Well, I think this calls for a 10 card reading since you're not talking right now with way more detail. So I will give you the same kind of reading as I gave the other lady because sometimes these are more insightful, I believe, than the other ones, especially when you're asking specific things like this. So, alright, alright, we're getting there. We're getting there, princess. I'm getting your cards ready. Okay, 1, 2, 3,
Chong.
4. He's really enjoying that new toy.
Sit. Good boy.
Okay, we got 5, 6, 8, and 9, and 10. Alright, let's get this out for you. I want to give you the most help as I can give you. And a very informative reading, I think, would be the best help I can give you. And we'll see what the spirits say about this. Okay, it says this card represents the present.
Oh,
So you got the waxing moon.
Oh shit! I forgot. I lose my shit.
And you got the energy is gaining momentum. That's the pros. That's good.
Oh,
Because,
almost lost.
all right, Chong, this is what I talk about. What are you trying to do? Destroy all my cards?
Looks like we're going back to
Chong!
quick scope, motherfucker.
Thank you. I know you're
Oh,
enjoying
that's
your
a one
toy.
shot. Draken.
Anyways,
Ooh, let me one shot this shit. Quick scope for the one time. For the one time.
all right,
Oh, for the
you
one time.
got
What's
for
up, my
card
brother?
one,
Cool
you
white
got the
guy for the one
present,
time.
and that was
Ooh.
energies gaining momentum, the waxing moon. Waxing moon. Sorry, not moon. Two, you got is your challenge, and if he loves you, it's you got the gibbous moon, and it says you're close to achieving your goal. I don't know. It sounds to me like he has issues with his feelings and being a part of his feelings. I don't know. To me, I'm just picking up that he just has issues in this area. He doesn't. He has trust issues. He does, and it has to. It stems from women. Somebody just screwed him over in the past. This guy. That's what I'm picking up. And then card three is the past, and it says a time for healing. See, I'm not getting that. That fell way far there. You're just going to have to get your own toy from there. I'm sorry. Anyways, card three is the past. You got a time for healing. You got the balsamic moon. And the balsamic moon is in bad. I feel that he needed to like get himself together, and I feel that he had a hard
I'm right
time doing
behind you.
that. But he goes through periods where he's trying to get himself together, but
Strong and
sometimes
stop.
he dropped his toy way down there in the pit.
Strong, come on.
And I'm already doing a tarot reading. I can't get it from the pit.
Fuck.
The
Okay.
pit is the other side of my bed by the headboard that falls really far down, and he never puts his stuff in the right spot, so it falls. But, anyways, I feel that he needs his time for healing because he has trust issues. And I feel that he is now still working on his trust
Fuck.
issues, I guess.
Bitches.
So, I mean, that's not good to hold on to past because you never move forward. He's having a hard time moving forward. I've been picking that up a lot. And then four is the recent past, and new moon in Taurus, and it was prosperity lies ahead. You guys were going to do really well in the recent past, but he just can't get over his trust issues with this other woman. There was another woman that was there. I feel there was children involved. I feel it might have been a first love type thing. I mean, it's hard to pick up if they're his children, not his children, but I feel like there's children involved. And I feel like it hit him hard. And it was hard for him to call him their baby's mama or something like that. So I just feel that's really what's holding him back because he just can't let it go. And that does take years because it took me a lot of years when I was going through my separation of my marriage of 12 years. So I don't blame him, I guess, in that sense because that's really hard to go through. It took me 2 years. And card five is the outcome if nothing else changes. The outcome of this situation, you got New Moon in Pisces, which is a really good positive card. And you got meditate and contemplate. So pretty much, if nothing happens, he's just gonna remember why he does what he does, I guess, and he's gonna have to get through his issues. Both of you, because it's kind of become both of your issue. He says, "Yeah, I can tell he's really focused on himself and working right now." I feel he's working, but he got a lot of issues, emotional issues. And with emotional issues, you might put on a good front, which sometimes I have had in the past myself. And
Was it a box down here, bro?
okay, he thinks I'm in a relationship with other. Okay, well that's where the trust issue is. People that honestly feel that way about you, they have self confidence problems, and he obviously has a self confidence problem. My ex husband did too. He thought if I was with a friend that was a girl that we were having sex because he told me that girls counted too. So he thought I would had relations with women and men. And this is what they do when they don't want to work on themselves. They sit there and they will tell you that I'm not doing this because I think you're doing this and that. The thing is, they're not capable of that part of the life of trusting another human being. And sometimes this happens.
Do I have this one over
So,
here? Yes, I do.
and then we got card 6, and that's Path to the Future. You got New Moon in Capricorn, which is a very
Damn, I
good
already know for
positive
that.
card. It's not the Aries card, which I am an Aries. I love Aries, but
Get some
it's a
orange
fire
directly
sign. That's
too.
final.
Do I have enough of that?
But
No.
you got New Moon in Capricorn, and you got
I'm
your
gonna get
hard
some
work
points
is
right
paying
now.
off.
Get that dope.
I feel it's the cards are saying he's starting to realize that you're a good person and maybe he was wrong, but he doesn't know how to tell you. And he's talking about it with people. I want to say male people and a female, like maybe like a sister like thing. People in his life that he trusts that he's not
I'm taking a
with.
bomb here. Let me know when the zombies coming.
So I'm thinking it's a female, something. It feels like a sister or or something like a sister. Like I call some of my best friends. I call them like if I'm with them. If I'm friends with them a long time, I call them my sisters, depending on how you bond with them and stuff. I feel it's like that type of thing. I don't feel like he's talking about it with his mother, but I do feel like he's talking about it with someone like that. But whoever he's talking to, he's not having sex with.
Oh yeah.
I do feel that. And he is talking about you. And 7 is
Some of the
this
stuff that I do
is
need, I need some more points for it.
more about you. And you got Void Course Moon. And nothing will come of this situation.
Oh shit.
So even though he thinks that you guys aren't together, he's not going to act on it. He's just going to say, stalemate.
Oh fuck shit.
Then you got card 8, more about situation. It says communication is the key, and you got New Moon and Gemini.
Yes I did. Oh shit.
When you get this kind of card, Geminis are known for being two-faced. And sometimes they are the best spies, but they're not the best in relationships. So this just showing that he refuses.
Got fucking overran.
He's refusing to communicate about the situation, and he's just hoping it just goes away and fixes itself. He refuses to Oh my God. Chong, can you just not jump for a minute? I swear he's like part horse. But anyways,
God damn it.
Geminis are very much like this. They'll say one thing and do another.
Yeah.
And there's no communication, and he's horrible at communication, horrible at it. And this is not helping solve the problem at all. 9 is hopes and fears, and you got full moon in Leo, which is not a bad card. It's just it says don't let pride get in your way. Leos could be they get in their head, Leos, and they want to always they're very protective and stuff, but at the same time they won't do anything because they think it's beneath them. So this is why only certain signs could be with a Leo, and certain signs aren't compatible with a Leo. But he's letting pride get in his way, and he has a little bit of an ego, is what this card is telling me. And then your final card is a new start is coming. You got a new moon, which this is a very positive card. I don't. I honestly think you're going to meet someone else. By the time he comes around, it's going to be the cards are saying it may be too late. And if you choose to wait until
Oh, Chong, stop.
If you choose to wait until he decides to get his head out of his ass, I guess you could do that, or you could just ride it out and see who else is coming your way. So, that's what the card's saying. He is eventually going to come back, and he does love you, but he has his head stuck up his
Instant
ass.
kill.
And he's gonna get hurt.
Knife is more
And the
points.
thing about it is, hang on. I can tell he's focused on himself and working right now, and you have
Eat this goddamn knife alive.
Yes, our communication is off, but I don't know how to make it better, or our relationship
Hell yeah, keep it coming.
is mostly physical. Well, guys, there's guys out there that can have sex with no feelings. And the thing is if that's what he's doing, he may be trying to find somebody else altogether. And I know it's horrible to hear, but some men find it convenient to have a steady thing until they meet the person that they actually want to marry. And if he's doing that with all this going on, he's probably just using you right now, and he cares, but not. It's looking like he don't care about you in a marriage sense. I would honestly, if it was me,
What's up?
I probably would hurt him, but I would avoid him and tell him we're not having physical relations unless and just say I'm at the point where I can't have a physical relationship with you without getting hurt, and say it in a nice way, because he is literally he may it's looking like he's using you because he's trying to work on himself, but in the meanwhile he's using you, and it's not good, and that is going to give him really bad karma. So honestly, princess, if I was you, this is not your fault. Men could be horrible pigs, and my friends told me before that they were shocked I wasn't a lesbian with how much I hate men sometimes. Because men could be so direct where they'll literally sit there and have sex with you and have pillow talk and then just be gone. This is where men are horrible. So if he's having these kind of stuff, stop having relations with him. Just stop. Tell him to get over himself, and if you could find somebody else better, please do, because this is what men do. And the most important part of us as a women's mission in life is to take care of the people we love, our family, and our kids. And if he's going to stop you from this mission, tell him in a nice way, because if you get too nasty, then you got bad karma. And I have been too nasty at times, so this is why I warn you. And I think I had bad karma once because of it. I was really nasty about it. So, in a nice way, be like, I don't feel like being used. If we're not together and we can't work on having a relationship, then it's better that you find someone else that will let you go over and have sex with them while you're working on your mental issues. Oh, you're welcome. Subscribe to me, and if you have any other answers, in the past, in the future, I got no problem, because I have odd hours. I'm like a vampire. You never know if I'm coming out in the morning, the afternoon, or the night.
Chong, let me see
It
this.
kind of depends on how I
Stop.
feel and how long I've been on Facebook and what the hell I've been doing all day and where my dog dragged me. So I'm like the vampire that's walking a dog all day.
Yeah.
So please, princess, if you have anything, I would like to get an update on you. And I can't do that unless you
Oh, it has a
subscribe to
strawberry
me.
scent. No wonder he's chewing it up.
Well, what's in that toy?
Hmm?
You said why is he chewing it up?
It has a strawberry scent to it.
Oh, okay. He got a strawberry toy, so he's not being earthquake charmed right now. But yes, princess, I want to hear from you again.
Sure.
I'm sad I haven't heard from my India lady yet, but I want to see
We'll see.
how this new relationship and stuff goes. As I wouldn't mind doing another reading for you. I would like
Chong,
to see
stop.
you happy. And I guess I'm a bit of a man hater. I've been told this, and I come from a time where men were horrible pigs, and you had to go to school. And you just say, "Oh, I subscribed. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you, princess. Please come in the stream if you have any other questions."
Can you turn it down a bit?
Oh, I'm
I can hear
sorry.
you echoing in the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got excited. Princess to subscribe to me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give me that look.
Mm-hmm.
I just told my stream I'm a man hater, and I am.
Uh-huh.
See, that this is what the husband does. His ahas. Sometimes I say stuff that YouTube might ban me from the stream from, but it's sometimes I say the things that aren't nice because men irritate my soul, and sometimes I can't stand how they act. And I know I got to work on myself that way because I've heard men have feelings, but I have had a lot of bad men and encountered them, and I've been thinking some bad, evil things. So I've tried to work on myself with that, but I usually side with the women more than men. I'm not bipartisan in this because I'm a female and I know how it feels. And I will have a good night, princess, and thank you so much for your support. Me and my dog Chong appreciate you. But I'm gonna go back to my knitting since princess is going to bed. And what time is it? 7:30. Alright, I'm gonna probably go to like 8 or 9 o'clock with this, and I'm gonna do another row. And I don't know. Let's talk about this eclipse. The this eclipse would be is exciting. This past eclipse is so exciting, folks. This eclipse, I know some people didn't think it was a big deal and it's going to happen next year. It's not. It happened 120 years ago, this eclipse. This eclipse was the biggest thing that happened in the psychic world. It happens when it wants to happen. It honestly does. This eclipse is that this moon eclipse like it happened is something we'll never see again. Maybe and it was said by scientists and everything else. They don't know when it's going to happen again. It may happen 150 years. It may happen in 200 years. No one really knows. And I seen so much with it. Oh my god, I cried. If you had intuitive abilities when you looked at that moon, you've seen so many things. There was people doing tarot readings by the full moon and just a lot of things. It was the most beautiful thing I ever experienced. It changed my life. That moon eclipse, it changed my entire life, and I got to see it with all my residents. So I made them all go outside. So and I got my assignment done early just to be able to go outside
Oh shit.
and do things. So,
Thank you.
but yeah, we're in now a death cycle, and then and when you're in a death cycle, the full moon did show me that. It doesn't mean people are going to die. It means death, like, it's putting balance. The death in life is the balance. It's putting death to a bad karma, and we're going through birth after that, a birth cycle. But where everything will be renewed. But right now, folks, we're in a death cycle. So anything anybody's doing bad is going to come to a close. A real big close because they're going to get karma for anything they're doing bad in the death cycle, and it comes quick and swift. This is what happens in a death cycle. If you're not doing anything wrong, you're okay. But if you're on the bad side of any of this, folks, especially if you're hurt and innocent, I'm sorry for what's going to happen to you. You will lose everything that's precious to you when you're in a cycle like this after an eclipse like this, because that is not good. But if you didn't really do anything wrong, honestly, it's not going to bother you either way. It's probably going to bring you prosperity this moon. Anybody who was on the receiving end of somebody hurting an innocent and the innocent received like a lot of mental torment, they'll the innocent's going to be fine, but the person that did it, oh, they might as well pack up and leave their house and try to put a bunch of little, I don't know, hang some stuff outside a cottage because
You were a fan?
they're getting some bad karma, and I'm talking bad. It's coming back times 100 for these people. This is like known as the Judgment Moon. I seen a dark rainbow because I looked at it through my glasses and I seen a dark rainbow around this. This is the Judgment Moon. And in a Judgment Moon, it shows no mercy. A Judgment Moon is worse than a Gemini. It doesn't care who you are, it doesn't care how many kids you have, it doesn't care about your consequence. It's coming at you full force. And even if you did something against an innocent that wasn't your doing, you're going to get some form of punishment, and it's going down the line and getting the person that's mainly responsible, and they're going to lose everything, and they're going to kill them with the worst karma ever. And we're talking about the heavens coming down and giving personal torment. And they like to do mental torment. All right, Chong, this might talk about why you gotta throw the toy right in my box where my camera's at. But yeah, this is the problem of heaven. They just won't kill you. They give you mental torment that makes you want to die. So these people that have done this of any kind of thing over an innocent is they are going to wish they were just left for dead because when their day comes. So I guess the mafia people, they do a lot of bad stuff. This moon was judgment, so anybody involved in the mafia and stuff like that and activities like that, gang activities, is probably going to lose anything they ever, whatever they ever loved, and they're going to get emotional torment until they want to kill themselves. Because this is what God does. I mean, they say that mental torment is worse than physical torment. I don't know if I agree with heaven in that sense. I'm all for a good murder and get over it, but usually with heavenly bodies and this kind of moon, we're looking at emotional stuff. You're gonna pay the usually that person will pay in different ways. It won't be physical, but it's going to be life changing. Maybe they'll get imprisoned. I don't know. This moon gave a lot of energy out, and it was crazy. So just stay on the righteous path, I guess, so heaven doesn't suck you in to some kind of crazy karma stuff. Because this was heaven's playground. Let's just say that. And when heaven's playground comes out, people of dark blood are usually the first ones targeted. So if you're involved in heaven's playground, make damn sure that you're doing stuff to counteract whatever bad stuff you're doing. If you had to kill a bunch of people because somebody told you or blackmailed you, try to help out a church. I don't know. Try to do something because the energy that came from this eclipse was heavenly, and they aren't playing. I didn't know if I didn't officially see an archangel because I'm of darker blood, but I did see angelic visions, which is unusual for me. So they are coming for everybody that hurt an innocent, and they want answers. So if you did hurt an innocent, like I said, try to make good by it. I don't care if you got to give money to their family, make good by it because God doesn't like ugly. I've heard that from a lot of Christians, and they're not wrong. They're really not wrong. God does not like ugly. So if you're doing ugly acts, try to redeem yourself whichever way you can. I don't know how, but just try. Because sometimes the light, I don't know, sometimes they get awfully judgy when it comes to dark blood. So if you are dark blood, please try to do something small and try to do a bunch of small things to try to make up for the one bad thing you did. Because I feel bad for what's coming for you if you don't. And I'm just literally trying to warn you. So I'm trying to warn everybody because I seen this. And I did give my grief and sorrow to the moon. I really did. I gave him everything I had because I was not trying to be on the bad side of this moon. Was not. Because this moon was very interesting. So, it's interesting per se. I'm going to finish up this row and it's getting late. So, I'll probably be on tomorrow. And I'll help other people out with their tarot readings and their life problems tomorrow. So it'll probably be after my Chong vlogs, but I'll be back over here. So, like Princess did, if you wanna see me when I have my unusual viewing hours, since I'm like a vampire, go ahead and subscribe to me. I like to stay on for like 20-30 minutes and then I try to boost it to an hour so you get plenty of time to come over and see me. And I try to go in different times so I can grab different kinds of people. So, and I try to do it every day. I really do. So, I'm gonna let you guys go now, and thank you so much for listening. You guys are so awesome, and I'm getting this blanket done little by little every day. It's getting there, and I thank you all, and this is a Chong signing out, and I'm moving this camera so you see what Chong does behind the scenes. There he is. It's one of these toys that have this in the middle. He sits back there and chews and waits for me to quit blabbing so I take him back outside. This is what I gotta do, folks, when I go get off here. Put away my stuff and take him outside. But I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and I hope everybody has a good evening.